So I have some really good questions I think you'll like a lot. But before I get there, I didn't know you were married to Anthony Michael Hall.
I am not.
Come on, you're married to for those listening. She's married to Terry Serpico, but they are brothers from another mother. They are.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Terry actually mentioned that it's been an ongoing thing, but he's waiting for an opportunity for them to play brothers. So if that ever happens,
that's got to happen. It's got to
happen. We can pull some strings.
Yes. So I want to talk about you. So I feel like your background adds to this character, Claudette, so much, right? So you're an Israeli Kempo Jiu-Jitsu champion. Is that right? That's pretty amazing. And then the forensic part I wanted you to talk about too, because I don't know how I was reading your resume. So I was just like, wow, like whatever you wanted to say about either of those things.
Well, yes, I have a martial arts background. Currently, I'm training as a boxer. So I was supposed to actually compete in Vegas, and then I booked this, and I was told that I cannot have this face punched. So I thought I could do both because my intention was to win the fight anyway, but I understood the message. I'm a boxer, and that has definitely been something that I had in my life, my entire life growing up, and every phase in my life, martial arts and training, the vigorous training that comes with it, was always such an important part of resilience, perseverance, because this is something that I personally always showed up for. Doesn't matter what I felt like, doesn't matter what I went through. I was up at 4:30 in the morning and I went training, and I still do to this day.
Wow.
So that is something Claudette has. She has her structure, she has her method, she has her calculations, and everything that works for her, she keeps doing. There's no reason not to.
She's an interesting character. We're going to get to her in a moment. But how about the forensic?
Yeah. So I practice Kabbalistic astrology, which is like astrology, but it adds the element of past life as well to it, which is, I think, important to look at the big picture of the soul's journey. And because I'm so interested, by the way, what's your sign?
Libra. No, wait, Virgo. October 16th.
No, that's a Libra. That's Libra.
That's Libra.
Absolutely,
okay,
yeah,
Libra.
Absolutely Libra.
Is that good or bad, Libra?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing, good or bad. It means you're coming.
Let me phrase it. So if you were a Libra, would you be happy with that or no? Like, say you were born on October 16th. Would you like that? What comes with that?
Sure. Absolutely. Libras are very loving. They love love. They love people. They want to bring people together. The only downside of the Libra is that they're not very, what do you call it? They have a hard time making up their minds.
Yeah, that's accurate.
They're often also people pleasers, which is also something that Libras have to work on. But listen, we're just talking about your sun sign. We're not even talking about the whole chart. So that's there's a whole conversation. But the beautiful thing about Kabbalistic astrology is that you're supposed to not just say, okay, this is who I am. The chart tells you what you're supposed to overcome, to do tikkun. You're probably familiar with that word tikkun. So the correction of the soul. Yeah. So I started with that, and I'm a Scorpio. So Scorpios love the dark side, love mysteries. The Scorpios are the ones that have no problem with the gory parts of anything, the deeper conversations, the secrets. Scorpios are really good at keeping secrets and solving problems. And I honestly think Claudette has the same chart as I have.
Yeah,
I'm convinced. So forensic astrology is something that marries both my fascination with the human psyche, with problem solving, with mysteries, and all of it together with, the wait, what was the initial question?
No, I asked you about both your martial arts background and the forensic.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we went to. So forensic astrology brings both the fascination with the mystery with the fascination with astrology and the fascination or the practice of being consistent and having a system in place. I mean, this all kind of is kind of one theme, I would say.
Yeah.
It really came very naturally. And in forensic astrology, what I do, I pull a chart that is the chart of the crime, which is the time that, you know, the missing person was last seen, or the 911 call. There's a method to this, and we are able to look at what happened. And on several occasions, I was able to help detectives find missing people. Something I still do, and I'm developing a course for that right now. So that is something that's still in the making. So I can't really talk about the book or the course, but forensic astrology, sadly, astrology sometimes doesn't, it's not receiving the respect as a science as much as more of a spiritual practice. But I've seen it prove that it's a scientific method to figure things out. It's a timestamp of something that happened.
If that's not a show in the making, then I know you're saying it's a book. I get that it's coming, but like, if that isn't a great show idea,
I know, right?
I mean, come on. But those two qualities go right into Claudette. Like, my God,
They
like
do.
the jujitsu. So before we get to Claudette, I have one quick question. So have you seen The Sopranos, the entire series?
Not the entire series. I have started, and then I saw bits and pieces. Now I will definitely return to that. There's a list of shows that I still want to watch, and it's on it.
So I bring that up because Tony Soprano's he's he's a crime boss pretty much. He's loved by fans even though they see him doing terrible things. Walter White in Breaking Bad is a, you know, science teacher, drug dealer that people love. Like, they love but he's done terrible things, but audiences love him.
Right.
Would you put Dexter in that group, or is he worse or better? I don't know. What do you think?
Of course I would put him in this group. First of all, Dexter, you know, just because he's a serial killer, he kills serial killers.
Right.
So two negatives.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's in our minds. That's the way we justify rooting for him.
Yeah.
He removes negativity from the world. Obviously, fans do. Their own discretion. Do not go and, you know, see that as a cause. But I think he belongs in that group. And the reason I think we really do love Dexter so much is because we get to hear his inner monologue.
Yeah, that's true. I never even thought about. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and his inner monologue is there's no pretense. There's no mask up to try to belong somewhere. He is very genuine, and these thoughts are thoughts that we all have, whether it's the rage, anger, the desire to connect and relate to someone, even self-doubt. There's sometimes self-doubt in his inner monologue.
Yeah.
He asks himself questions. And so I think the brilliance of the writing of this character and development of this character throughout all these seasons is that these are the exact thoughts that we think as well. And so to me, Dexter is just part of the family.
Yeah. If this was real life, I think people would be cheering for him. Like, if they knew what he was doing. We know because we hear his, as you say, we hear his inner thoughts. But there's also another character. I won't get into this because this is probably a spoiler. A female character. Kristen Ritter, I'll just say that. But she plays a character very similar. Revenge-based, kind of goes after those that are not the best of society. So, the one thing I love about your character, when she throws on those headphones, she's no BS. But then that Staying Alive, I'm like, oh, what a great choice. What a great choice. And obviously very ironic. How do you like that choice of music? And if it was up to you, would you change Claudette's music up?
No, that is the song. Everything about it is perfect. It's staying alive in a world, in a concrete jungle. It's staying alive in the world of Dexter and serial killer and homicide. It is all these contrasts are what makes it so interesting. And it's also a disco song. So disco song doesn't require too much engagement so you can tune out and really focus on what's in front, right?
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it's just the beat of it allows you to just flow without being too engaged in the song. So that's definitely something that's helpful to Claudette. And I would choose it too.
But Dexter has his process, but Claudette has her process too. I love it. Like, it's like when she puts the headphones on, just get back a little bit and let her do her thing, right?
Right. And she has Detective Oliva by her side.
Yes.
And I have to be honest, I don't know if she would be able to do her job freely and so well if he wasn't the buffer and the protector of that space. Because he really buffers, he softens the world for her. And at the same time, he also protects her from the world.
Yeah.
And he's the connection to the world. He reminds her, he says, in the first episode, he says to her, you should really be nicer.
Yeah.
And as far as she's concerned, I'll give credit where credit's due. But if there's no credit due, I'm not going to waste my time doing that and, fake it. So he is kind of her social cues translator. You'll see throughout the season, he kind of translates her terms to the world because she has her process. It is very specific. It is odd. She is wired differently than everybody else. Everything for her is very simple. There's no overcomplications. I mean, it should make sense to everybody else. This is what it is. Why are we complicating everything? And Oliva is the one who gets her and respects her and appreciates her, and it's mutual. But he's the one who allows her and keeps her protected while she's doing her job.
But that's a great answer. But she's the one that's wired the way you have to be wired to go after people like she's going after. Like, she is she's the perfect recipe of what you need. But I also think the show doesn't get into this, but I do feel, and this is just generally, I feel like women that are in law enforcement or the military, they have to work twice as hard, right? Because there's people that have a bias towards women. Let's be honest. Like, it's a fact. Like, people don't.
Yes, I wonder if it's still like that today, though. Do you think
I think it's better today, but I think women have it harder. I do in law enforcement. I mean, obviously it's a horrible thing, but like, I know that they don't make that a point of your character, but I don't know. She just has this edge I love. Like, you would never doubt her. Like, if she pulled you over or she was questioning you, you'd be best to not say anything to her.
Correct. She is one that probably had to endure what you're describing, and because of her passion, because of her hyper focus, I mean, Claudette really doesn't. She hones in. Everything is in front of her, and she will consider everything. Even if it's the resistance of the team, if there's anything that comes at her, she'll put it in columns. What works, what doesn't work, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. But once something clicks, she's gone. She's gone to that next point. There is no holding her back from that.
There's a scene that backs up what you're saying. People will get there. I'll be vague about it, but like, your partner is telling you, you know what? There's a 99% chance that this kid Harrison didn't do this. And she goes, you know what? I'm paraphrasing. She goes, you know what? You're probably right. I don't think so. But she's not 100% sure. And she ain't letting it go because she's not completely convinced that this kid is innocent. But like, that's what you're saying, right? She's not one to like let things go like that.
No. And she's not emotionally attached to she has no ego.
No.
And this is really where it's fascinating for me, where I am actually learning from Claudette. It's fascinating for me to embody that. She has no, she doesn't show off. She's very interior. Her process is very interior. She doesn't have to prove that she's good. She knows she's good. And so when all of this is not part of her reality, she's able to just really truthfully and honestly weigh things in, not be emotionally attached to whether she's right or wrong. If she's wrong, she'll admit it and move on to next task.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. She will always consider everything. But once it's locked, we're moving from that step on to the next. And Claudette really respects Oliva's opinion too. I mean, they're yin and yang. We keep saying that they're yin and yang.
Yes.
They are as powerful as they are and successful and harmonious because they work together. It's the missing pieces. She needs him and he needs her, and they don't admit it.
Yeah, that's right. They complement each other. At least through 4 episodes, they really complement each other really well. Let me ask you this. So how do you develop Claudette, right? So like there's been wonderful female detectives over the years, Clarice Silence of the Lambs, Kate Winslet, Mayor of Easttown. There's many, Carrie Masterson, Homeland. How do you develop the character? How do you say, this is what goes into her, this is what I want? Is it a collaborative effort with like producers, director, writer? How does it all work with you specifically for Claudette?
All of the above.
Yeah. Okay.
But first and foremost, the self-tape, whatever I interpreted, the way I saw her in my audition tape was what they wanted. That's what they said yes to. And I think that to me was the most validating thing. Then, of course, there's little clues that I'm given about Claudette by the showrunner, by Clyde and Scott and Marcus Siega and Monica Raymond directed. And all these clues they factor into this three-dimensional Claudette versus, what's first of all on the page. Right. I would also say, first of all, I really do relate in many ways to Claudette, the way she thinks. There's some symptoms I see in her that are, that just the way her brain works that I have as well. And, when I'm focused, I need to be focused and not be spoken to. I really do relate to her very, very well. What I had to work on throughout the season was more her physicality.
Right.
And how she moves physically, which is she moves a little different than I do. And also Claudette, she admits that she has a hard time showing empathy, which is another aspect that I had to kind of dive into. I mean, this is, if you think about it, Claudette is the same as Dexter.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And I tried to say, yeah.
That's why he has some concerns about her. She moves towards her goal in a very similar structured way. But the lack of empathy was a really interesting thing to explore for me, because I've also personally noticed in the world around me that there's a lot less of that than used to be. And so the fact that this character came into my life when it came into my life was obviously not a coincidence, because being able to not judge the lack of empathy, it's very easy for me to judge things and have an opinion. And this is this, and this belongs here, and this belongs there. And this is also Claudette. But like, how can we use these methods and operate in the gray area and understand the gray area and still stay ourselves? And so the part of empathy for me was so important to explore, because everyone is trying to relate in some way. And even Dexter, I think back the first 8 seasons, we didn't really have an understanding of sociopathy and psychopathy as much as we have now.
Right. Yeah.
We may know someone who's a sociopath or psychopath and doesn't murder people and wants to belong to a community and wants to have a family. So yeah, there's so much that I'm still learning, by the way. I don't have the answers.
Yeah. But you know what?
I have more questions than I had before. Let's put it this way.
But what you just said, by the way, I only have a few more questions left. Thank you so much for all this time. I'm so appreciative.
Enjoying this.
You brought something up just now. I turned to my wife. I said, how many people are there out there that are like, at the time it was I don't want to say it, but it was the first serial killer that has the red, that they can't see it. But I want to be very vague about this. So I turned to my wife. I said, how many people are like this? And then I'm like watching TikTok today, and it was this guy that killed this like mother of 6, and there's video of showing how he hunted her down. Like, how many people? There's a serial killer in Idaho. Like, how many people are actually processing? Like, how many people are there like this in the world that we don't even know about? They haven't even started their plans yet. Like, it's frightening. That's why I'm like, I love Dexter, but I'm kind of like, you got to have that great law enforcement, that great power like Claudette that really levels the playing field. And you're right, because even like little things, like Harrison's walking through like the hotel area, like the lounge area, and she notices it. Like she's got her wits about her. She knows her stuff.
Yeah, she sees the things that most don't see, because she doesn't bother with the noise. She doesn't allow the noise to get in there. She's stripped of complication.
Yeah.
That is what I find so interesting. I mean, her internal world, that's maybe a different thing, but the way she approaches the world, she doesn't let the noise layer the truth. And that's why she's able to catch even the little nuances and body language and the tone of voice and clues around her. And I think she's also spatially, the way she takes in a space and sees what makes sense and what doesn't is a gift she has. Yeah. And to answer and just to comment on what you said about, what you and your wife were talking about. I audited a class. Well, I got in touch with Professor Louis Schlesinger, who is he's the expert on sexual homicide and also a witness when it comes to prosecution, the FBI, and has done tremendous amount of research on serial killers and their signature and rituals. And in one of our conversations, he mentioned that anywhere from, at any given point, there's about 30 to 40 that are just... Now, the first question I asked, how do I not know about this? And he said, yeah, that's not something they're going to talk about because that's going to cause panic. And now I caused panic by saying it to you. Great, Kadia.
But Kadia, wait till they get to the part with the dinner scene. That's another interesting vibe all in itself, where all these wonderful people gather together. Like, I was so creeped out, but it's such an awesome episode. Anyways, I don't want to go too... But you know what I'm wondering? Like, Claudette is talking to Harrison, and Harrison is talking, and he's talking, and he's lying, and he's talking. I'm like, I turn to my wife again and go, can Harrison just shut up? Like, he's talking way too much. Get a lawyer. I guess if you get a lawyer, you look more guilty. But, like, he is talking way too much. And then you got to remember everything you said that's a lie. Walk that back with somebody who's as smart as Claudette. She's not going to forget any of these things, right?
No. And I don't know if getting a lawyer makes you look more guilty. I think why it's smart to get a lawyer is because someone like Claudette knows that if you let someone ramble on and on and on and on, something will come to the surface that she can notice. Yes. Yeah. And we do that whether guilty or not, even in conversations with our spouses or even my children. When I know right away when they give too much information, and they that's when it comes up.
Yep.
And oftentimes I say, I didn't even ask, but thank you.
Now if you were Harrison, if you could reverse it. So, like, what advice would you give to Harrison about Claudette? Let's say you're another character. Like, just don't talk or be careful. Like I don't know. I feel like this kid, which is, I got to be careful what I say. But, like, the fourth episode ends in such a great way. You're like, this is what this kid needs. But, like, he's just this young kid trying to make his way through life. I get it. But what advice would you give to him on how to handle, like, Claudette? Like, dude, just, again, shut your mouth. Like, it's crazy.
Maybe sing Staying Alive to her.
Get her a Bee Gees poster.
That would definitely throw her off.
Yeah. You know, I have to say, there's the cameos that people are about to see are amazing, but they did such a great job. Did you have to go back and watch New Blood in the original series? Did you have to do that to develop Claudette? Did you have to get that background? I mean, you don't really need it for your character. I mean, you are so good in what you do, but did you want to get a sense of the world by going in watching the original Dexter and then Dexter New Blood? Did you have to do that?
So I watched the original series when it first aired. I was a fan.
Oh, gotcha.
So I watched that. I watched New Blood when it aired. I wanted to go back to just, I don't know why, maybe get myself into the world of Dexter again. But then I got into my head and I just stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't. And also this season, Dexter Resurrection can stand on its own. It really doesn't need the context, that's what's so beautiful. You get everything. You get the dynamics. You even get the history of grandfather, father, son in this season.
That's right. That's right.
So not really. I knew the world of Dexter, so that probably was helpful. But when it comes to Claudette, like you said, it's not connected to that because there's no history with them. But also, I was able to really freely work on Claudette, and whatever I brought is what they needed.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I didn't have to, but then once I got on set, it became collaborative, and the magic started happening.
When they first announced it, I'm like, "There's no way they're going to make this work." Because the way New Blood ends, it's like, how can it go forward? But then you watch the first couple episodes. Fans, I'm going to publish this tonight, so fans will see it. Like, it's pretty awesome. Like, it's believable. It's like, okay, I can see this happening. I get it. So It's like, not only is it good that they made that hard jump from New Blood, but the 4 episodes, and I'm not just saying this because we're speaking, they're so good. It's so, like, my dad and I, my late father and I used to bond to the original show. Like, he'd come over the house. We'd have it was like our own little, like, watching a football game. It was so nice. And I know if he was here today, he would love what I saw in those 4 episodes.
What's his name?
Donald.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. He's a good man. He was a good man. What can you say about the last 4? This is my last question. What can you say about the 4 episodes that I haven't seen? Because I think it's an 8-episode season. Am I right with that? 10. So what can you say about the 6 that I haven't seen yet? I saw the first 4. Without getting yourself in trouble, just
no, I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm good with secrets. I told you.
Okay, you are good with secrets. Okay.
I'm going to tell you that you are going to have so many more surprises, and it's the kind of nervous laughter that comes up because you can't believe what you're watching. That's what you can expect. It gets better and better and better and better.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
I'm so excited for you guys because everybody gets to see it and get surprised, and I'm just going to experience it through you guys, but through the fans, and I can't wait. I can't wait for everyone to see the rest of the show.
Like, I'm so happy for you. I like when good things happen to good people, and I'm so happy for you because you've earned this, and like, you're so good at what you do, and I'm just so psyched for you. Like, good for you. I'm so happy for you. Did you want to throw out some social media or maybe a future project, anything you're working on?
Just my name, Kadia Saraf, on Instagram.
Perfect.
That's all.
Perfect. You know what? I was thinking, and this will be the last thing I say, what we should do you were talking about making that book where, somebody who kind of looks into these charts and kind of decide, we should get Terry and Anthony involved. Come on, let's do it.
It's not fiction. The book is actually a train. I want to train people to help more detectives to do this job because I think we need more help. But
there's a series there. Like, there's
I absolutely agree with you. Agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
and they should be detectives. Hold on. You just planted the seed. Just so I can take that to Terry and he can start working on it. So you're talking about 2 detectives or an antagonist? 2
detectives or two brothers that are like twins.
Long lost twins.
That are going against each other. I don't know. It's there. Like, when I saw Terry at Cobra, because I was a big Cobra Kai fan. I am a big. And when I saw him, I'm like, oh, Anthony Michael Hall's in this. I'm like, wait a second. And Terry's like this, for those who know him, which is a lot of people, he's an accomplished actor. So they're 2 distinct, differently people as far as their roles, how they look. But I just think it's really funny how similar they look. That's funny.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. I don't think they ever met.
Oh, that's gotta happen. Yeah. Well, I hope you have a wonderful Friday, and thank you so much. After everything you've done the last 2 days to find time for me, I really appreciate that.
I enjoyed myself so much. Thank you so much, Darek.